gobs of candy to give away. Who here likes candy? Well, we would like for you to go home with lots of candy. But if you're going to go home with lots of candy, Delilah, you're going to have to sit all the way back in your seats. You're going to have to zip your lips. And when we ask for helpers or questions, we want you to raise your hand. So we're going to be watching you to see how well you're listening. The second thing is, tonight is the first night of Kids Crusade. We're going to be learning a memory verse this week. And every night when you come back, you have a chance to say part of the memory verse. And if you can do that, every night that you say part of the memory verse, we're going to put your name in a drawing. And at the end of the week, one person here who said their memory verse, even if it was only one time, you get one chance, is going to take home this. Woo! What's it called? A knobby, a Nickelodeon knobby. However, if you are the person here who brings the most visitors this week, and we're keeping track of that on your card, you're going to take home this dream tablet with you on the last night of Kids Crusade, which is Wednesday night. Every night, Kids Crusade will be at 6:30. And after Kids Crusade is over, if you don't have a church that you go to, on Sunday morning we have something for kids, on Sunday night we have something for kids, and on Wednesday night we have something for kids too. So you're welcome to come to our church. And if you need the phone number, I have a little pamphlet out in the foyer I'd be glad to give to you. But if you have a church that you go to, you be faithful to your church, okay? Now, is there anything else I should mention before we get started, Brother Arlie? I already said that. All right. So we're going to get started by singing our theme song. Sister Aileen's going to come up here. Come right up here. You can use this microphone. Oh, so special.
No, it's the same thing.
You don't have to hold it. And we're going to sing I Love to Go to Kids Crusade. How many of you guys remember this song? Okay, let's see if we can do it. Stand up. Here we go. Oh, I love to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place. A happy place. A Bible learning place. I love to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place. Learn the God's amazing. Oh, some of you got it. Let's try it again. I love to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place. A happy place. A Bible learning place. I want to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place. Oh, God's amazing grace. One more time. Oh, I love to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place. A happy place. A Bible learning place. I love to go to Kids Crusade. It's such a happy place to learn God's amazing grace. Awesome job. You can be seated. Today we find ourselves in this garden. And this week we're going to be talking about bloom where you are planted. In every garden there's some kind of gardener. I wonder if there's a gardener in this garden. Let's watch and see.
So much work to do. Weeds, hard dirt. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of people out here today visiting my garden. Well, let me introduce myself to you. I'm Farmer Brown. I'm glad you're visiting me today. Well, since you're here, I think we should talk about farming just a little bit because it is my thing. There are several things that happen when you're farming. One of them is you have to work with dirt. Dirt.
Yay.
Dirt. Because the best place to plant something is in dirt. But you can't just plant things without work. You have to work to plant things right. And so I work. Sometimes I'm working with a hoe. Sometimes I'm working with this fork. Because this is the kind of fork that you dig down in the ground. And then you pull it up and it breaks up the dirt. Now some people like newfangled ways. They use tractors. And that makes it a lot easier than doing it by hand. Why is dirt so important? Because we, this week, are going to be learning that you can grow where you're planted. Now, God has an amazing way of causing things to grow in unexpected places. I have a picture I want to show you up here on the wall. Now, it's a very sad picture now that I look at it. I can't see it either, and I'm this close to it. That means the contrast is terrible. But I'll tell you what this is a picture of, because you don't have to have the picture. I took this right outside the door of the church. When you go outside the door of the church and you look to your left, there's a sidewalk, and it's made out of concrete. And growing up in a crack of that concrete is a flower. And nobody planted it there. It came up on its own, in the hardest place. But if you're a farmer, you don't plant seeds in the hardest place. You try to plant seeds in better places. But if I went out, oh, and I do have seeds. Let's see what I got. I've got okra seeds. Yeah. You can have this. I have onion seeds. You can have onion seeds. I have lettuce seeds. You can have some lettuce seeds. I have gourd seeds.
I'll make a living out of it.
Wait.
I'm gonna need more.
I have green beans that are yellow green beans. I have squash seeds. I have, no, because you're not sitting in your seat all the way back, so I can't pick you. I have carrot seeds. Let's do you. Okay, so there's all kinds of seeds you can plant. But when you got all your seeds and you want to plant it, you have to work the dirt. Now let's see, I need a volunteer. I'm going to pick somebody sitting all the way back with their hand up that just looks like you want to help. I'm going to pick this young lady over here that says smile. Hey, look at you. Come up here, Caleb. I wasn't looking at your face, just at your shirt. Okay. Right here is a pot that we can plant something in. And in this pot is dirt, but the dirt needs work. Work. Okay, so what's something that you see inside the dirt? Rocks. She sees rocks. Where's the nail? Hand me the nail. Ah, there's a nail in there. Do you think that you want to have nails where you're planting seeds? No. No. Well, then we got to take the nail out. Sometimes nails do fall on the ground and you find them around your house. Okay, come over here. You were a helper. I want you to take one thing out of this container and go have a seed. Thank you. Thank you for helping. Okay, go. Now I need another helper. Okay. I'm looking carefully for helpers. I'm going to pick this young lady with the stripedy white and black. Yeah, you come on up here. I'm working the dirt. We got the nail out. What else do you find in this pot that you think should come out? Well, we want to keep the dirt for now. What else is in there? Rocks! Do you think you want to keep rocks in your garden?
No.
No. Okay, let's get the rocks out. Okay, thank you for your help. You come over here. You You take something out of this bin. I need another helper. Let's see. Amy, you got the same kind of outfit on that she has on.
We're all sisters.
It's your sister? What's your name? Brenda? Brenda, come up here. Okay, your sister got to help. Now you're going to help too, okay? Brenda, do you see anything else in this pot that you think maybe should come out if I'm going to plant seeds in there? Sticks? Okay, hand me the sticks. It's a sticky stick. Okay, is there any more? Oh, okay. Any more? Okay, thank you. That's good enough. Come over here. You take one of these prizes out with this container right here, the pink one, because you're a girl and it looks like a pink color might be good for you. Now I'm going to need another helper because there's something very obvious that isn't being seen. I need somebody with really good eyes and somebody very, very, very intelligent. Might have to be somebody that's a little bit older.
Oh, put your hands up.
Okay, now first I have to have a question. Are you as smart as you look? You're supposed to say yes. Are you as smart as he looks? Are you smarter? No? What about you? Are you smarter than he looks? Okay, come on up here then. What's your name, by the way? Austin, come on up here.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
I have something in here that's kind of big that nobody has seen so far in this pot. And it's sticking up pretty high. What do you think it is? It's a weed. Do we want weeds where we're going to plant seeds?
No.
No? Okay, hold it out. Yeah.
I remember pulling weeds out of the rock.
Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, we got to get the dirt ready, and one of the things we have to do is get the weeds out. Okay, you are a boy. And so I'm not going to have you get out of the pink container. I might take something out of the green container instead. Okay. And I'm going to need one last volunteer. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There's so many kids sitting in a row, it's very hard to know who I'm going to pick. But let's pick this young fellow right here. What's your name? Tenabari? That's a good name. Come on up here. Did I say it right? I like it that I said it right. There's one other problem with this dirt. Would you touch it for me? Is it soft or hard? It's hard. Can you put seeds in hard dirt?
No.
No. We have to break it up. Can you help me break it up? Okay. You step up here. Poke that down in there real good and hard. Okay. Now, jiggle it back and forth a little bit. Okay, pick it up. No, not, I mean, pick it straight up like this. Now jam it in about like this. Push it in. Wiggle it around. Okay, pick it up. Let's do it right here too. Now push it down in real good. Wiggle it around. Okay, now let me work it just for a moment, because it's work, isn't it? If we're going to get this ready for a seed to be planted in it, we have to make sure that the dirt gets all broken up. Am I throwing dirt? Oh, is it exciting over there? Oh, it's exciting over there. Okay. I think something you came up in here, but it's okay. We'll just leave it there. Okay. From where somebody planted something before. Okay, now it's got like clumps in it that's about this big. And so it would have to be broken up into fine soil like this. You can help? Well then, put your hands in there. Okay, breaking it up. And pretty soon.
Farmer Brown! Farmer Brown!
Yes, ma'am.
Are you working on your soil?
I am, but I think we're about done.
I have something I have to tell you. Come here.
Okay. Do you think it's a lot better than it was? Do you think we could get seeds in there now?
Yay!
Okay, thank you very much. Give him a hand. You can keep that. Take the green container, take it back with you. Now here's the important thing. Just like we can plant seeds and they can grow different places, farmers sometimes have different kinds of soil. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's black and really good. Gotta be quicker than that, buddy. Find something wonderful. There you go. Wherever you're planted in life, it doesn't matter who your parents are or where you live. Some people have it easy, some people have it hard. God can make you grow and bloom right there, but He has to work with your heart. He's got to get out the weeds, and He's going to make it so that you grow tall. Who wants to grow tall?
What's that game called?
Me too. Me too. Well, in just a second,
But you know what I mean.
we're going to have a Bible story about a young man who had a very hard time when he was young, but the Lord helped him to grow where he was planted. And his name is Joseph.
So we're going to be hearing a story about Joseph, who was young like you. How many of you are young? Not old like me. And Joseph had a hard time. How many guys, sometimes hard things happen to you? But Joseph learned that no matter where he was, he could bloom where he was planted. We're going to see if I can find Joseph. Be very careful. Let's see what's going on over there.
Well, hello, everybody. It's good to see you again. I've been busy working and planting and working with the dirt. Now, just to want to know how many of you remember a few things from last week. Now, if you know the answer, sit all the way back with your hands in the air. But I haven't asked any questions yet, so. What was one of the things that was wrong with the dirt last night? Something that was wrong with the dirt. Let's ask this young lady here. There was rocks in it. What's your name? Tara, I have a question for you. Do you like pixie sticks? Do you know what a pixie stick is? It's candy. Do you like candy? I'm giving you a pixie stick for remembering something about the story last night. Don't eat it in church. Wait till you take it home, okay? Okay, now. Oh, it's good tasting flavored sugar. Okay, now another question. When we got all the stuff out of the dirt, there was rocks and there was sticks and there was a nail. When all of that was done, there was still something wrong with the soil. Who can tell me what was still wrong with the soil? Let's ask this young fellow right here. Yes?
The dirt was too hard.
The dirt was still too... You don't like pixie sticks though, do you?
I do.
Oh, well then I'm good.
As long as it's sugar.
I just had to make sure. I like pixie sticks too. Okay, so we had to get and start breaking up the soil. And I told you that the same thing happens in our lives. There's things that can be planted in us, but it has to be all broke up. And sometimes where we are is hard places. Did anybody see the flower outside that was growing up in the concrete?
Yeah.
When you get ready to leave, look to the left. It's growing up in the concrete. And that's not how farmers work, though. Farmers work the soil. Now,
Left. Is it this way?
it's that way. It's this hand here. If it makes an L, it's left. Okay, so there was this strange lady that I met. And she was so strange and so forgetful. And so I thought I'd just call her Sister Strange. Sister Strange, just come on up here. Sister Strange is slow and forgetful, and she's got her own kind of a garden too. And she didn't even know I was going to have her be part of this tonight, but Sister Strange has a problem with her garden. What's the problem with your garden?
I can't get anything
She can't get anything to grow in her garden. So now we need to ask her a couple questions. Do you think we should ask her if she got the rocks out of her garden?
Yes.
Did you get the rocks out of your garden?
Yes.
Maybe we should ask her if she got the sticks out of her garden. Okay? Let's ask her. Did you get the sticks out of your garden?
Yes.
Maybe we should ask her if she got any. We'll ask her if she got any nails out of her garden, okay? Did you get the nails out of your garden?
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe we should ask her if weeds. Let's ask her if she got the weeds out of her garden. Did you get the weeds out of your garden?
Yes.
Wait, we should ask her if she broke up the dirt. Because it might have been too hard. Ready? Did you break up the dirt? Goodness gracious sakes alive. Well, that's her story that she told me. Now you can just sit over here for a second. Now, like I told you, Mrs. Strange is very strange. And she does funny things when she gardens. I don't understand why, but like instead of using a hoe, she uses her teeth. I'm picking on her. She doesn't use her teeth. She uses her fingers like this. And she breaks up dirt. And you know what? I think I know what the problem is. You see, she has done everything that she's supposed to, just like we did yesterday. Yesterday, we had this soil, and we broke it all up. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Face this way. Yesterday, we broke the soil up and got it all ready, but I'm looking for a volunteer. I'm looking for a volunteer, and so I'm going to pick this young lady right here. Tell everybody your name. Phoebe, come here. Okay, old man. I want you to come up here. Can you pretend for just a little bit that you are Strange? Because she's strange. That's Sister Strange. But what I want you to do is I want you to touch the dirt. Tell me if there's anything wrong with it if you want to plant something in that dirt. Does it seem okay or not? It doesn't seem okay? What's wrong with it?
The bottom is hot.
Oh, the bottom is hard. It's only loose on the top. Well, let me feel. Well, my hand goes down pretty far. I think it might go down farther than you think. Try it one more time. So you think something will grow in there? No! Why not? Well, she can't feel the bottom. Okay, well that's a good guess. Now I want you to come over here. Do you like pixie sticks? Okay, have a pixie stick and have a seat. Okay, now I'm going to need a different volunteer. This time I am going to pick this young lady right here. Yes. Okay. I want you to feel the dirt right there. Just feel the dirt. Is there anything wrong with this dirt?
Two reasons why it's wrong. That's wrong.
Okay.
First of all,
It's got little papers in it.
yeah.
What else?
Secondly, it's dry.
It's dry! Okay, that was an incredible answer. I want you to come over here. I want you to get one item out of this and go back to your seat. Oh, good stuff over there. Okay, yesterday we talked about breaking the soil up, getting things out of it that need to come out of it, but we didn't talk about something important. Now, Mrs. Strange, she's been working so hard, and she's been working in her garden. You put all your seeds in it, didn't you? Sure. But she forgot one thing. She didn't water her garden. Okay, now, I need a volunteer. Eeny, meeny, miny, and eeny, meeny, miny, pick you. Okay. I want you to get the watering container over here to the right. See the watering container? I want you to come over here and water this in front of Mrs. Strange. Mrs. Strange, I want you to watch what she's going to do to our pot. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, okay, thank you. Set that down and put it over here.
Probably not.
You like pixie sticks? You get a pixie stick too. Okay, grab a seat.
Pixie stick.
Now, Mrs. Strange,
Yes.
did you see anything happen tonight that you think maybe you forgot?
Water my garden.
She forgot to water her garden. Well, I guarantee you, if you don't water your garden, it's not going to turn out very good. You have to water your garden. Do you think that helps you? These kids have been so helpful, haven't they? Do you like pixie sticks?
Yes.
You're too old to get one. Go have a seat. Okay. We'll give you one anyhow.
Nobody's too old to have pixie stick. I'll pick one.
Okay, now, here's something that happens for us. God wants to water us. Wherever He planted us in life, it doesn't matter what family we have, it doesn't matter what school we go to, what neighborhood we live in, God wants to water us with His Word. And that's why learning the Bible is so important. Do I need to take that away from you? Okay, then pay attention. Okay, that's why learning the Bible is so important, because when we put the Bible in us, it's like watering us, and it helps us to grow and bloom wherever we're planted. Okay, so when you water a plant, just remember, God wants the water of His Word in you. Are you going to remember that? Because you might need to know it later. Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
And I think I see Farmer Brown coming right now. Well, let's see what Farmer Brown might have to talk to us about tonight.
It's not every day I find balloons in my garden, but sometimes I throw them out. Oh, well, everybody's here today again. It's good to see you. Well, I've been working hard, and some of my plants have gotten so big. Look at some of my plants here and how beautiful they are, but my tallest plants are in the back. This beautiful tree that has a burnt orange cast to the leaves. And then I have a couple tall trees over here that are doing magnificent. I wonder how Mrs. Strange's plants are doing. Does anybody remember what problem she had last night? I'm going to pick somebody and see if they know the answer, but you got to be sitting down all the way back. Okay, let me ask this young fellow right here with the orange shirt. Well, no, there was nails the night before in mine, but that wasn't her problem. Her problem was different. And so, can you tell me what was wrong with hers? She forgot to water! You were right. Now, I have a question for you. You don't like pixie sticks, do you? You do? Just make sure. Okay. I hate to give pixie sticks away to people who don't like them. But I like them too. You want to give it to me? No. Okay, I'll give it to you. Okay, we just got to keep that straight. Well, I understand through the grapevine, and the grapevine, of course, is the rumor mill, that her plants are doing better because she has watered them, but they don't look as good as mine. And I understand that she is jealous. Oh, I see her coming now. I know she's going to want to know what the secret is. Let's see how this goes. Well, hi, Mrs. Strange. How are you doing today?
Fine.
You're doing fine?
Fine.
You don't look fine. Looks like you've been crying some tears.
Joyful tears.
Oh, joyful tears. Is that because you watered your plants and they're doing better?
Yes.
So do you think they look as good as they should be looking? Do you think my plants look better than your plants? Well, let me tell you, some people say it takes a green thumb. Have you ever heard that expression, it takes a green thumb? Let's just check and see if Mrs. Strange has a green thumb. Can I see your thumbs, please? Pink and wrinkly. Pink and wrinkly. Probably been doing dishes, huh? For the last 60 years. 70 years. Well, Mrs. Strange, you do not have a green thumb. Oh, you know? Well, you know, I don't have a green thumb either. See that? It's pink and smooth. See this one? It's pink and smooth. But one of these days it'll be pink and wrinkly too. We're not going to try to speculate on what could cause that. But I understand that you would like your plants to look fuller and grow taller and be greener. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay, so we have a gardening problem, and fortunately I am the gardening expert. But before I tell you what the secret is, I want to know if somebody can give me a guess on what the problem is. So, if you're sitting all the way back, and you've been paying good attention, let's ask this young lady right here. Maybe she's not watering them. Actually, she is watering them, but that was a good guess. In fact, it was a good enough guess that I think I'm going to give you 2 little prizes. Okay, but that's not the problem. She is watering now. She wasn't watering them before, and when you don't water them, you can't even get your seeds to grow up. So let's come over this direction and ask the young lady in the yellow. Well, actually, she does put seeds in the ground, but she couldn't get them to grow until she watered them. That was a good guess. I'm going to give you a little prize here for guessing. Okay, I'm going to have to ask another person. Let's come over to this side again. Okay, what do you think would help? Water? Well, somebody else said water, so I can't take that one for you. Can you take a guess? She did. That is a good guess. Sun. But there's sun where her garden is.
Jessica.
But you do have to have sun. Well, I tell you what. Let me find a big person and see if they might would have an idea what could make their plants more beautiful. Who was it just said that one to you? Okay. I was over here with let me find an adult person. You're an adult person. You look like you're highly adulted. Could you tell me, as an adult person, what you think she could be missing if she has sun and soil and seeds and water, but her plants aren't as full as my plants, and they're not as tall as my plants? Oh, but we worked the soil the other day. I'm sorry. Oh, we got a grown-up hand right here. What do you think it is? Fertilizer! Everybody give her a hand! Do you like pixie sticks? Yeah! So do I. And since you answered that question for me, I'm going to get pixie stick for that. Okay. No, I'm going to give you the pixie stick for that. Okay, fertilizer. The secret, Mrs. Strange, who is strange. Mrs. Strange is fertilizer. You haven't put any fertilizer plants on your plant, have you? Fertilizer on your plant. Well, let me tell you, there's all kinds of fertilizer. I've got 3 kinds here. This kind of fertilizer is for bulbs. Now, when you plant some plants, they are bulbs, and you put them in the ground, and see, what does this look like to you? It looks like rocks, because it kind of is like rocks. They're hard. Okay? It just looks like pebbles or like sand. Trust me, it's not cereal, and you don't want to eat it now. So, you have to put something on your plant like nutrients, but sometimes nutrients are very odd. This one is good for flowers. And I'm going to sprinkle some out here. What do these look like? Why, these look like rocks too. They look like green pebbles. And it kind of looks like nerds, except if you eat them, you die. Okay, and then I have some that's ground up even more, and it looks like powder, and this looks like pink powder. Okay, but it all starts out kind of like rocks. Now, if you take your fertilizer, I have to tell you how you don't do it. You don't take your fertilizer, and you don't take the little pebble and you don't rub it on the leaves. If you rub fertilizer on the leaves, it doesn't help. You have to get the fertilizer somewhere else. Where does the fertilizer have to get to? Okay, I'm going to ask this lady, raise his hand first. Yes? Okay, it gets in the soil so that it can get where? To the roots! There! You don't like pixie sticks, do you? You do? Oh my goodness, everybody likes pixie sticks. It's a good thing I've got pixie sticks. Okay, here's a pixie stick for you. Now, here's the thing. Roots take up water. But if we have something that looks like pebbles, how in the world can the root take up a pebble? And Sister Strange, that's why it's so hard for you to understand why it would help, because a pebble can't go up inside of a root. So here's what we have to do. You have to take the fertilizer, and if you put it on the ground, it won't do any good unless some water gets into it. Because once the water gets into it, and you swirl it up, the water starts turning a color. Now this water's turning pink because the fertilizer is dissolving in the water, and then the roots can go and take up the fertilizer, which is like taking a vitamin pill for a person, and all of a sudden, the plants get bigger and stronger and more beautiful, and then when you get ready to get your tomatoes off of them, they're big and plump and juicy. Do you like big, plump and juicy tomatoes? You need some fertilizer. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Mrs. Strange. I'm going to send you with some fertilizer. Now, do you have flowers, bulbs, or tomatoes? Flowers? Well, this one's for flowers. And you just shake it on, and then after it rains, or else you pour water over it, then the fertilizer is going to go down to the roots, and your plants is going to get a drink of their vitamins, called fertilizer, and they're going to be healthy. Okay, you want to take this? Okay, now, listen very carefully. We need fertilizer in our lives. There's all kinds of things that help make us stronger and to be more healthy as a person. And you would think that the only thing that could do it is nice, tasty, sweet stuff. But that's not the case. Fertilizer is like pebbles and rocks. And by themselves, they'd be kind of uncomfortable. And the only reason it's good is because the water comes across it, and then you can take it in correctly and grow up strong and healthy. So here's what happens. You're supposed to bloom where you're planted. And even if there's difficult things around you, like these pebbles, God's word, when it comes along, will help you so that you can get good even out of things that seem bad. That is amazing. Who wants to get good things in your life out of bad things around you? Me too. And God can make that happen so that whatever's around us is like fertilizer. Fertilizer for me, and fertilizer for you, and fertilizer, Mrs. Strange, for you. I don't know why you're out here just holding the fertilizer containers to sit down. You must be strange. But you're welcome to go have seats, Mrs. Strange. You may. You're going to need it if you're going to get your plants to look healthy. So, we want the bad things in our life to do good things for us, and God can make it happen when we make His word important in our life. Everybody give a hand.
Farmer Brown. Farmer Brown has been working on his dirt all week long, sometimes with the help of the strange Mrs. Strange. So let's see what kind of adventure Farmer Brown is having tonight with his soil.
Well, it's here, I say. Yes, indeed, it's been a mighty fine... Oh! Well, hello, everybody. Well, it's good to see everybody out here today. Let me just ask a question or two to see how good our memories are. Everybody go like this. Get your brains working. You gotta, do it like that a little bit. Did you find anything in there? Okay, just make sure. Okay, now, here's the question. Yesterday, Mrs. Strange couldn't figure out why her plants weren't doing very good. What was the problem? Okay, I see hands everywhere. I'm going to come over this way to this young lady with the glasses on. No, it wasn't the soil yesterday. It was something different yesterday. Let's come to on the front row. Let's see, you're the first girl with your hand up that I saw in the front row. What was it? No. Let's go towards the back. Now let's go towards the back. Towards the back. Let's go. I heard it. Let me come over here to one of our ladies. Let's go to Waname. Wamane.
There wasn't any fertilizer.
No fertilizer. Give her a hand. You don't like candy, do you?
I love candy.
What about pixie sticks? Are they disgusting? They're not disgusting? Well, let me give you a pixie stick for being so attentive to remember what happened last week. Now, Mrs. Strange, I heard a rumor about Mrs. Strange.
Oh.
That's strange, isn't it, that I would hear a rumor about Mrs. Strange, but it's true. I heard a rumor about Mrs. Strange. I heard that in real life, she kills all kinds of plants. She has trouble making plants live. So it's a good thing that she's here this week because she's learning about breaking up the soil. She's learning about watering. She's learning about fertilizer. And so this year she put out a little tiny garden, and I understand that she's just a little sad. I heard she's been crying lately. And let's see what she has to say when she comes up. I don't hear tears. That's working it. You gotta go better than that.
Thank you.
Well, come right over here, stay close to the microphone. Right here where the microphone is. Right here. Okay. See how she's been crying loudly? If everybody cried like that, we'd all be laughing instead of crying. But I understand that you've been having some heartbreak over your garden. What's the problem, Mrs. Strange?
I have no tomatoes yet.
There's no tomatoes on her tomato plants. Everybody say, They're all crying with you. Well, you know, I've already got vegetables in my garden.
I know.
Well, let me just show you some of the stuff I picked just recently. Why, I've got this is a cucumber. It is a cool cucumber. It is a crazy cucumber, and it's a real cucumber. Feel this cucumber.
And it's a little bit.
Do you have any cucumbers yet?
No, sir.
Let's see. Oh, it's a honeydew. Now, how many of you have grown a honeydew before?
I ate one.
Most people don't grow honeydews, but this is a honeydew, and it's sweet inside like sugar. Have you got any honeydews yet?
No.
Okay, well, let's see here. Let's see what else we got out of my garden so far. It's a spaghetti squash. Do you have any spaghetti squash out of your garden yet? Watermelon! How many of you like watermelon? I think I'm going to take this watermelon downstairs a little bit and let them cut it up so afterwards you can have some watermelon. Well, do you have any watermelon in your garden? Well, you don't have anything in your garden. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I know what the problem is. I think I know why your heart's been broken. You see, when you plant seeds, and when you water your garden, and when you fertilize your garden, it takes time before you get the fruit. And you have to be patient. You were upset because your plants were smaller than my plants. They weren't doing as good, they weren't as big. And that's why my plants got fruit before yours. So now I've had a harvest of vegetables. But the good news is, if you're patient, you will get a harvest as well. Is that good?
That's good.
So don't feel bad. You just keep watering your plants. You keep putting fertilizer on them. And when the time is right, they're going to put out juicy red tomatoes just for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for being a help. Do you like pixie sticks? You don't know if you like them or not? Have you ever ate a pixie stick before?
Long time ago.
Oh, a long time ago? Well, have another one.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is very, very good. There are some things that we can learn. No matter where you're planted, you can grow and you can bloom. And it takes water. We need God's Word. It takes fertilizer, which starts out like rocks, and even though it might seem really difficult, God's Word can make hard things cause us to grow. And if you do, you will bloom. You will have a harvest right where you are. I mean, you want to have a harvest where you are.
Yeah!
Me
I want to bloom where I am planted. Don't you? Well, now it's time for us to hear a Bible story. Read your Bible, pray every day, pray every day, pray every day. Read your Bible, pray every day, and you'll grow, 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 and you'll grow, 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 and
some technical difficulties over there. Tonight we're talking about blooming where you're planted. Does anybody know what that means? You remember the picture of the flower? Is it supposed to grow in the middle of the sidewalk? No. No, but what if it does? Should we just let it grow?
Yes.
Yes, because it's pretty. So, tonight we're talking about Joseph. Joseph was a young man. Hey, Joseph?
Joseph.
We need the other one. We have a young man named Joseph here. Let's see. No. Might need a little hand back there with the slides. So, we have a young man named Joseph. Joseph was one time, he was asleep. And he had a dream. Once we get his dream up here, I'll tell you what his dream was though. He had a dream. It was a dream. And he saw wheat. Does anybody know what wheat is? It grows on a farm. That's what we make bread out of. But he had a dream and there was wheat that was growing up. And guess what all this wheat was doing? It was all bowing down to him. And he had another dream, and guess what that dream was? There's the stars in the sky, and guess what they were doing to him? They were bowing down to him too. So he got all excited. He jumped up out of his sleep, and his dad Israel was there. And his dad, he went and told his dad that he had all these dreams and all these people were bowing down to him. So his dad kind of had to get on to him because even his mom and dad, he was saying his mom and dad were bowing down to him. Well, how would we think if we told our mom and dad that they were going to bow down to us? So Joseph had all these brothers. Guess how many brothers Joseph had?
75.
Come on, brothers. Joseph really had 11 brothers. Guess which number Joseph was? Out of 12 brothers, he was number 11. So, he had one younger brother. But guess what? Joseph was always telling them that he was so special and that they were going to bow down to him. So guess what they were? They were always mad at him. He was a little brother, but he was acting like a big shot. So, his brothers were mad at him. But guess what his dad did? It didn't make anything any better. His dad gave him a special coat. The Bible says it's a coat. It's a coat of many colors. That means it was fancy. Like it was like some kind of like $5,000 suit. So now, Joseph, he didn't have to do too much work, but his brothers, they were having to watch all the sheep. Because all the sheep were just wandering around and they had to eat. And they had this one sheep, and this one sheep was walking around, and it got lost. It was just running around, and it just ran away. And nobody knows where it went. So Joseph, he got to stay home, but guess what his brothers had to go do? His brothers had to go find the sheep. And he got to find the sheep, guys. So all his big brothers, all 10 of them, had to go find the sheep. Oops, it looks like they found him. But guess where Joseph was? Joseph was still here. But Joseph, he got curious, so Joseph went after him. Joseph went to go see where they was at. And Joseph found him. Now, you know what they were talking about before Joseph got there? They were saying, hey guys, let's kill Joseph. He hates Joseph.
Oh no.
Let's kill him.
Oh no.
So guess what they did? One of the older brothers, guess what he said? Here guys, drag him over here. Drag him over here where we can see him. While you take care of him.
Oh man, there's so much.
Joseph was special. But you know what they did? One of the big brothers, he was like, nah, let's not kill him because then we'll all feel bad. He said, let's just let's throw him in this pit for now. So they threw him in, actually they ripped his coat off first, because that was his special coat. And they knew if they brought it back with blood on it, their dad would think he was dead. So they took his coat and they threw him in a pit. And they left. They went over somewhere else. And one of the other brothers, he was like, hey, let's get somebody that will sell him. Somebody will want to buy him, and then we won't have to worry about it. We won't be in trouble for killing him, but he'll be gone. So they went, and somebody came and sold him. They put Joseph, his brothers, and then his brothers, they went and drug him up out of the pit. And they drug him away. And they sold him. How do you think Joseph felt about that? He was pretty sad.
Poor Joseph.
His brothers didn't like him. Now he's getting sold. But guess what happened to Joseph? He went to work in Potiphar's house. And guess what Potiphar was? He wasn't a king, but he was really high up. He was like a general. Yeah, he was like the general in the army or something. So he took care of all the prisoners. But anyways, Joseph was taken to his house. So Joseph was working. And guess what Joseph was doing? He was telling all the people what they needed to do in the house. And guess what? You think Joseph did a good job or a bad job? Joseph did a good job. But guess what happened? One of the girls liked him. Guess who that girl was? No, it was his boss's wife. And she got him in trouble. So guess what happened to Joseph? He got put in jail. Guess what happened there? They trusted him. And so guess what he did there? He got to be in charge again. But he was in jail, right? Who wants to be in charge if it's in jail? No. But at least he was in charge. He had it. He was safe from the girls, and he was getting taken care of, right? Well, I don't have this part, but there's a couple of, actually I do. The second slide, there's a couple of guys that came to jail while he was there taking care of them, and they had dreams. One of them was a butler, and he gave the king his drinks at dinner time. And the other one was a baker. And guess what he did? He baked. Because he was a baker. So he made the king's bread. So somebody was in trouble because they found poison in the king's food. So these were the guys that were in charge of making sure that the food was safe. So they were the ones in trouble. So anyways, they told Joseph they had a dream. And so Joseph asked him what the dream was. And he told them what they meant. And you know what happened? Exactly what he said. One guy, he went back to work for the king. And guess what happened to the other guy? Well, it wasn't so pretty because he really did try to kill the king. So he wasn't around anymore. But he said, Joseph told the guy that went back, he said, remember me. He said, when you have a chance, tell the king that I'm a smart guy and I'll help out. And that I need to get out of this jail. So guess what happened? Guess what the guy did? He forgot. Guess for how long? Years? Yeah, for 2 years. So Joseph had to keep working in the jail for 2 more years just because this guy forgot about him. So he was sitting there working and working and working and doing what he was supposed to. And he kept doing it. One day, Pharaoh had a dream. And they had a dream. Guess what they dreamed about? The next one. Can you guys see those pictures? Can you see what's on there? Cows. Who dreams about cows? Have you guys ever had a dream about a cow? Yeah, farmers do. Back then they all had animals, so they would have dreamed about cows probably. Guess what else he dreamed about? Corn, that's right. Guess what happened? There were some skinny cows and there was big fat cows. And the skinny cows ate the fat cows and they didn't get any fatter. And the skinny corn ate the fat corn and the skinny corn didn't get any bigger. Can you tell me what that means? That's what the Pharaoh wanted to know. What does it mean? I'm dreaming about cows and corn, but what does it mean? So, he asked all the smart guys in the kingdom. He said, do you know what it means? No, not yet, but it meant they will be hungry, really hungry later. And in 7 years, because there were 7 cows. So, he said, he asked all the guys, all the smart guys, and all the people that should know the answers. He asked them, what does it mean? And they said, well, we don't know what it means. So, guess the butler said, I know a guy that can understand dreams. He said, his name's Joseph. So guess what they did? They went and got him out of jail. And they drug him out. And they brought him to the king. And Joseph went to the king. And he said, I can understand dreams. God shows me what they mean. And so, the Pharaoh told him the dream. And guess what Joseph did? Joseph told him what it meant. He said, we're going to have a lot of food for 7 years. And then we're not going to have any more food for 7 years after that. So, guess what happened? The king said, I'm going to make you in charge of everything in my whole kingdom. So now Joseph got to tell the whole country what to do, except for the king. So Pharaoh gave him a robe, a fancy robe. And he gave him a fancy hat. And he put him in charge of everything. All the food, all the people, and all this from a little boy who was just faithful. He did what he was supposed to do. Even whenever people tried to hurt him, he did what he was supposed to do. Even when people tried to get him in trouble, he did what he was supposed to. And even when he got stuck in jail, even when he was in jail for 2 years, or probably 4 or 5 years, he did what he was supposed to. And then he became in charge of everything. So, that's the story of Joseph. How many of you guys think that you can do your best where you're at, even if you don't like it? That's what God wants us to do. Everything won't ever be all exactly right for us. But if we do what we can and do our best, God will bless us and help us to help. He'll help us to do more than we ever thought we could.
Honey in the word, my brother. There's honey in the word for you. Leave your sins for the blood to cover. There's honey in the word for you. God's word is sweet. Like you, Sister Jessica.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Did you come to teach us some more exciting verse tonight?
I sure did.
Woo-wee, I'm so excited.
So am I. I heard that there's some people in this audience that know the memory verse.
The whole thing.
Some of them know the whole thing, and some of them know what we learned last night.
Wonderful. I'm excited to see who it is.
So am I.
Woo-woo.
Who knows the memory verse from last night? Let's see. You, in the purple, right up here in front. Do you want to come up here and try to say it?
I want to try to say it.
What's your name?
Brenda.
So Do you know the memory verse from last night? Do you want to try? Okay, she's going to try. All right, well, she doesn't remember it, but you know what? Here, you can have a bit of honey.
Oh,
Let's try
that's so sweet.
Anyone that knows it from last night? You, right there in the red. What's your name?
Golka.
All right, you want to try it? There you go.
Many there be which say of my soul, there's no help for me in God.
Well, she knew the first nine. Woo! So give her a hand.
Good
So you can get something out of that pink bucket.
Pink bucket,
Pink bucket.
pink bucket.
All right, who thinks, I'm going to pick a boy. Someone that knows it from last night. You. Right there, yep, you. That's great. All right, from last night.
But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of my head. Psalms 3:3.
Okay, I want to know someone who knows the entire verse.
Oh boy! Who could it be?
One of you younger ones that knows the entire verse.
Miss B wants to know who.
You know the entire verse? All right, come on up and try.
Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Art of it, but thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, and a lifter up my glory, and the lifter up of my head. I cried unto the Lord, and with mine head, my voice, and he heard me cry unto the Lord of his holy hill.
Okay, you know what? I've heard that there's some older people in this crowd that know the verse and they're dying to say the entire verse. So, which one of you older ones want to try it? Comfort?
Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of mine head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Psalms 2:3-4.
All right, one more. Babari. All right, this is our last one, and then we're going to get on to the next thing.
Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of my soul, of my head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Psalms 3:2-4.
back, quiet, who have not played at all in this memory verse stuff. And you know the memory verse, the whole thing.
That makes it hard.
You in the blue, you in the black, you, yeah. Okay, 3 boys. Huh?
Mix it up.
Black shirt, gray shirt, white shirt. Okay, here's how it's gonna go. Boys, you're gonna have your own side. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna have to pick out your color of your puzzle. This is a puzzle, you have to put it together. Boys are green, girls are pink. The first team to put their entire puzzle in order together wins. We're gonna count down. 3, 2, 1, go!
The story about Daniel. There was 2 countries. Listen to the names. One was Judah and one was Babylon. And there was a king in Babylon, and this king had many dreams. This king had many dreams. Come on, God, stay with him. And he could never find out who could interpret his dreams. He called astrologers. He called people that could tell his fortune, people that would tell dreams, but no one could tell him his dream. He got so angry. But you know, that king, he sent his guard to a neighboring land called Judah, and he told him, get all the young men, Make sure they look real good.
Real good.
Make sure they're smart. They're wise. I need wise men to be around my kingdom. So he sent the guard to go to Judea and kidnap some of the boys. So the king was wondering, how in the world was he going to have this dream interpreted? He was so scared. It scared him something terrible. Have you had a dream that scared you something terrible? That made you so afraid? Well, they went to Judea and brought Daniel to the king. So Daniel was in Babylon. And the king saw him and he thought, what a nice young boy. How smart he is. But there was one thing. Daniel didn't agree with what the king would do. He was wise. But the king saw him and he thought, I'm going to train him to be healthy like my kingdom. So he sent him 10 days. And he says, eat of my meat, eat of my food, and you'll be healthy and strong. But Daniel said, no, I could not do that. So Daniel told the guard to wait for 10 days to let him eat his fruit and vegetables like he always did. So Daniel went off and he waited and he ate his food. So after he waited 10 days, he came back. And the king says, have you eaten my food? He said, no, I have plenty of food of my own. So when the king was eating his food, he enjoyed it, the meat of the king. Daniel was eating his fruit and his vegetables. Oh man, that king really likes that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Boy, what kind of food does Daniel have? Fruit and vegetables. Now, it came a time that Daniel was able to interpret the dream for this king, and the king's name was Nebuchadnezzar. Can you say that? Nebuchadnezzar. So he told Nebuchadnezzar the dream. And there was 3 men with Daniel, and their names was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the king was so pleased with Daniel over interpreting his dream, he made him over many men, and also Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, who's brave enough to come up here and eat Daniel's food? Caleb.
Be seated all the way in the
Everyone-
back. Hands up. Sit down all the way in the back.
All the way back. All the way back. Try Daniel's food. Gonna pick him, King? Let Daniel pick one. Daniel? You pick one. Try Daniel's food. Let's see it, King. Is anyone brave enough to take a bite?
You brave enough?
What is that, boys?
How is it?
How is it? Fruit and vegetables? Anybody want a bite? Sit down. Okay, Caleb. Want a bite? Who's brave? We need to see. Uh-oh. She don't like Daniel's food? Who else?
Here's right here.
You gonna try?
Are you gonna try?
Who wants to try? Okay, sit back. Sit back. We'll just take one more minute for this.
Turn around and face everybody so you can see how good you think it is. Turn around and face everybody. Open your mouth.
Here it comes.
1, 2, 3. Show them how good it is. How is it?
Alyssa, you take a bite. Alyssa, you take a bite.
Tim's going to take a bite next.
Did you swallow it?
Oh, yeah, good boy. Little bird, little bird, little bird, little bird. Show those people how good this is by how your face looks. Hey, Karina, we have your spoon. Open your mouth, turn around, face them so they can see goodbye, goodbye. Show them how good it is. I think they all like the live doors. Hey, everybody that come and tried the food, come up here. Let's give them a prize out of this book right here. Thank you for trying the food.
Now, boys and girls, let's listen. It didn't matter with Daniel. He accepted his fate in the land of Babylon, but he kept his word to God, that he lived for God, he trusted God. So it doesn't matter where you're at, what your situation might be, if you trust in God, he's going to bring you through and he's going to help you grow in him. So remember Daniel. Do you remember Daniel? What did he eat? Vegetables. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Something wonderful. It was beautiful. And Joseph loved the wonderful blanket. It kept him cozy and warm. And at night, it chased away his bad dreams. But as Joseph grew older, the wonderful blanket grew older too. And one day, Joseph's mother said to him,
Joseph! Look at your blanket! It's frazzled and worn! It's unsightly and torn! It's time to throw it out!
well, Joseph left his blanket, and he said, no, Mama, please, Grandma can fix it. So Joseph's grandma took the blanket, turned it around and around, and he took out his scissors, and he went snip, and his needle flew in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And he said, Joseph, there's just enough good material left here to make you. Oh, Joseph put on the wonderful jacket. He went outside to play. But as Joseph grew older, his shirt grew older too. And one day his mother said to him,
Joseph! Look at your jacket! It's shrunken and small! Doesn't fit you at all! My hair's in my mouth! It's time to throw it out!
oh, but Grandpa can fix it, said Joseph. And he took the jacket to his grandpa. And his grandpa turned it around and around. It's
sometimes he tells me good things that are going to happen, and sometimes I have to tell bad news to people. So when I come to town, people sometimes are a little afraid because they don't know if they're going to hear good news or bad news. And I worship the true and living God. And you know, Brother Artie and Sister Trevor have told you that even in little things in the job that you have to do, you do it, and you do it well. And tonight, I want to tell you a story about a little boy that I met. And his name was David.
Samuel! Samuel?
Yes, God?
The king is not being a good king. I need you to go find a new king.
Oh.
I have one picked out, but you go anoint him to be king.
Oh my, but God, you know that Saul will kill me if I go. You know he will.
I will protect you. I want you to go to the house of a man named Jesse and find the new king.
Okay, so to get this started, I am going to need David. You know, the thing that was different about David was that he was a little red-headed boy. But he loved God. And you know the thing about him? He was a shepherd boy. And you know the thing about shepherd boys? They stink. You know why they stink?
Take care of sheep.
Because they take care of sheep. And you know sheep are dirty. And you know another thing about sheep? They're dumb. They're dumb. So the shepherd has to protect them. And so I need a shepherd boy. And another thing about this shepherd boy was he was red-headed. That's very unusual. And you know, I think, where's Anna? I'm going to use Anna for our shepherd boy. She can pretend that she's a little boy. Anna, are you here? She's red-headed. Is Anna here? There she is. Here, I'm going to pretend that Anna is a little red-headed shepherd boy. Come here, Anna. We need to get you ready.
Stay right there.
Shepherd boys had to stay in the field all by themselves. And they were lonely at times. And so sometimes David, do you know what he would do sometimes? He would play on a harp. David played a harp. And when he was in the field, sometimes and sometimes he had to protect his animals. So he had two things. He would carry a staff, and he would also carry a sling. Not a slingshot like we have, but it was a type of material where they'd wrap it up, they'd put a rock in it, and they would twirl it around their head like that, and they would throw it, and the rock would hit the enemy. Why, David, one day, he was in the field Has anybody been the baby of the family? In the family? Don't you get the messy job sometimes? The job that nobody else wants. And I'm sure when little David came in home, they would, because he would stink so bad. So, I'm gonna have you tell me something. We're gonna put Anna over here in the field. Actually, this is David. We're gonna put David over here in the field. So, because David was the youngest, he was out in the field a lot by himself. So he would make up songs, and he would play on his harp, and he would sing, I bless you, Lord, as the deer panteth for the water. Oh, Lord, my soul longeth after thee. And did you know in the Bible, the book of Psalms, a lot of the Psalms are written by David? Did you know that? The book of Psalms. So, let's get back to our story, now that we know about David. God, I'm going to have to go down to Bethlehem to the house of Jesse, but I'm so afraid. So,
Don't be afraid, I'll protect you.
all right. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a bull, and I'm going to have a celebration. Because that way Saul won't ever suspect me coming to anoint a new king. You see, I was going to anoint a new king because Saul has been evil. And if he knew that I was going to anoint a new king, he would kill me.
Who is it?
Jesse, it's Samuel. Jesse, I have come to worship God today. I have brought a bull, and I want you to come with me and celebrate and bring your sons and family.
Okay, I'll go get them.
God, one of these will be the chosen one to be the king.
One of them will be the king.
These are my sons, all 11 of them.
Oh, 11 of them?
Can you count?
No.
11. These are all my sons.
I thought you had 8. A nice tall boy.
Oh, yes, very fine.
This should be the one that God, I'm sure, is going to be a good-looking boy.
That's not the one.
Oh, this is not the one, but he's good-looking. Well, look at those beautiful teeth.
It's not the one.
Not the one. Look at that fine head of hair. Oh, goodness, he's got a nice smile.
That's not the one.
Ah! This is not the one.
It is not the one.
This one's got big brown eyes. And he has got a pretty smile. This must be the one, God. It must be the one.
That is the one. Ask him for the other one.
This is all your sons?
Yes, these are my finest sons. Yes, I do have one other son, but he's in the field.
Bring him to me.
But he's in the field, you understand how they smell? He is not ready for a party like this.
Bring him to me. We cannot celebrate until you bring him to me.
He is here.
God, this one really stinks. Are you sure he is to be the king?
That's the one.
That's the one?
I like him.
But God, he has red hair. And you know red-headed boys, they tend to have a little bit of a temper.
I said that's the one.
David, God said that you are to be anointed king. So I took my olive oil and I anointed David. And I said, may God bless you and in your kingdom that you will worship him forever and ever. Now, I told you that story. And that is really what happened. You see, David was a very young boy. He didn't get to be king right away. There was many years. He had, in fact, to go to the kingdom of Saul and serve Saul. Did you know that Saul, he played his part in the kingdom for Saul? Later, he became a general in Saul's army. And eventually, because he did the jobs that God gave him to do, he grew when he was planted, and he did the jobs that God gave him to do. He became a great king of the nation of Israel.
Hi, how was everyone tonight? Does anyone know what that was? A bee? No, surely not. It is a bee!
Hey everybody! It's ready! Because God's word is sweet. And I'm here tonight to listen to you to see if you know your memory verse. Oh, there's honey in the word, my brother. There's honey in the word for you. Bring your sins for the blood to cover. There's honey in the word for you.
Does anyone remember the verse from last night?
The memory verse.
We see lots of hands. Megan, pick a girl for me.
Girl.
Caleb, come on up. Comfort, pick a boy for me if there's a boy's hand raised. All right. Caleb, you think you know the memory verse from last night? Okay, if you can say it right, you're going to pick a prize. Ready?
Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Psalms 2, 3, 4. which saved my soul. There is no help for him in God. Psalms 3:2.
Wow, I'm impressed. Should we do it again? You think we should get another set? All right, girls, pick another one. Real quick, this is the last group. Stephanie?
Stephanie, oh Stephanie.
I need a boy. Is there a boy out there? The one that's jumping up and down? Not you, Josh. I think they're saying this one. That one? All right, you, it's you, Mr. Me, Me, Me.
Mr. Mimi? I don't know Mr. Mimi.
What is your name?
Dee Dee. Many Derby and save my soul. There's no hope for me in God.
You know it? Okay.
Many there be which save my soul. There is no help for him in God. Psalms 3:2.
Good job, everybody. Well, guess what? We're going to learn a new one tonight. Is it on the board?
I'm so excited, I just can't hide it.
Okay, ready? After this, we're going to play a quick game. So make sure you listen. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of mine head. Psalms 3:3. That was easy, wasn't it? Okay, let's do it again. Ready? But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of mine head. Psalms 3:3. Okay, I want to hear you say it, and I'm not going to repeat it. I'll start you though. Ready? But thou, good job. So who wants to play a game? Wow, they all want to play a game.
I like games. Games are fun. Games are fun. Games are so fun.
Okay, you know what? We're going to need 3 boys. So let's see the boys out there.
Sitting all the way back in their seat with their hands up in the air.
Comfort, can you pick out 3 boys?
3 boys. 1, 2, 3. 3 boys.
Look how well they're behaving.
They're so kind. They're gentlemen.
There's 1. 2 more.
Has to be boys. In the back row with your orange shirt on.
And 1 more. Okay, 3 girls, quickly. Yeah, these 2 already had a chance to. She did yesterday. Let's pick someone that's not had a chance.
girls, I'd like to tell you a story about a little girl named Esther. Better get my help in here. There was a little girl named Esther, but the sad thing about it, she had no mother or father. She had no mother or father, but she did have an uncle named Mordecai. And Mordecai loved this little girl, and he protected her because she didn't have any family other than him. But there was a king in a different land, and his name was Ahasuerus. The king had a queen, and he cared for her very much. He cared for her so very much. And the king was so wealthy. But you know what? There was something going on in the palace. He had guards. He had money. He had everything that money could buy. He was so rich. But guess what? One day his queen went to her room. So she went to her room, and the king told the soldier, he says, go get my queen to come to me. So the soldier went and got the queen. But guess what? She refused to come. You don't break the king's laws in the palace. So she refused to come. The king got so angry. You know what he did? He threw her out of the palace because she wouldn't obey. He took her beautiful crown off. He cast her out. So she was no longer the queen, the wealthy queen of the palace. So the king got weary and he thought, what am I to do? I need another queen. So over in the other land, he sent his soldier to go get all the little maidens to bring to his palace. And here little Esther's here, and her uncle Malachi, and they took him hostage. They took him with them. So Esther was so alone. She was in a new land that she didn't know anything about. No mother and father. Her uncle was taken captivity too. What was she to do? So you know what happened? The king told the soldiers to bring all the fair maidens to him. And he looked at the fair maiden and it pleased him very much. So he sent her off for a couple of weeks, and she had perfume on, and she had jewelry on, and everything. So Ahasuerus, So Ahasuerus was wondering which would be the new queen. He didn't know because he had to show favor to him. But yet, Esther was so sad. She didn't know anybody in the palace. She didn't have any friends. She didn't have a mom and dad, and she was moved away from the country that she was used to. How sad Esther was. But you know, God was working a plan in her life. God was moving on the king to show Esther such favor. Now, Esther's relatives and the people that she came from were the Jewish people. And Malachi told her, don't tell the king what people you came from, because it was known that they didn't like the Jewish people. But Ahasuerus, he had good thoughts. And so here comes Esther after the time of preparation. And she stood before the king and she bowed to him. And he showed such favor. And he made her his queen. Esther was so proud. She was so happy. But she wasn't proud for just herself. She was proud because she could help the people that she came from. And there was written in the law to go get the Jewish people and to destroy them. But Esther pleaded with Ahasuerus, please, don't take them, don't kill them. They're my people. So Ahasuerus had a good heart. He loved his queen. So peace came to Esther, and she ruled the palace. Thank you.
God's word is sweet like honey.
What did you say?
It sure is.
And I know that tonight we're going to learn a Bible verse that if tomorrow night they can stand the their name, put it or try it, they might win that.
That's right. Is
So
anybody?
I hope everybody can really get attention and can say this wonderful verse. Don't you?
Actually, I do.
And I know that you have prizes to give away.
I do.
Ooh, I'm so excited I can just sting somebody.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, come here, let me sting you.
No, I'm allergic to you.
Oh, well, I'm going to go listen, and I'm going to see what happens out there.
All right. All right, who wants to play?
Don't be
Okay, who wants to play a game tonight? Good. Okay, so first we're going to say this verse up here, and then I'm going to pick two team captains, a boy and a girl. This is going to be boy versus girls. All right, everyone say, many there be.
Many there be.
Which say of my soul.
Which say of my soul.
There is no help.
There is no help.
For him in God.
For him in God.
Psalms.
Psalms.
3.
3.
2. All right, we're going to say it again, all right? Many. Many there be.
That's me. Wait. That's me. I'm the me. Many there be.
That's right. Which say of my soul.
Which say of my soul.
There is no help.
There is no help.
For him in God.
For him in God.
And where is it found? Psalms.
3.
You think you know it?
Psalms 3.
You want to try it without you seeing the words?
I'm scared.
Are you ready?
I'm shaking.
Ready?
Yeah.
Many there be.
Many there be.
Which say of my soul.
Which say of my soul.
There is no help.
There is no help.
For him.
For him.
Good job. All right, let's see. I need a boy, a good behaved boy. I see a little boy. He's got a very bright shirt on. You, right there. You. All right, now I need a girl. You think you know the verse? Are you confident you know the verse? You right there in the pink. You be our captains tonight. Okay, captains, you are going to need at least 2 other people on your team tonight who know the verse. So pick 2 people, 2 boys and 2 girls. I need my helpers, please.
Pick somebody. Pick somebody. Good. Pick somebody. Got somebody?
Okay, we got 2 girls, 1 more boy. Come on. All right, boys over there, girls over here.
Uh-oh, that's Flippa.
Blake, we got boys.
Blake.
Okay, here's the point of this game.
Okay.
My helpers, Megan and Blake, they have some cards.
Okay.
They're going to take these cards and they're going to mix them up.
Okay.
And you're going to have to put the memory verse together in order. And
What?
Yes, in order.
What?
And the team that wins gets a piece of candy called Bit of Honey.
Oh, because God's word is sweet like honey.
That's right. All right, so we're going to start. I'm going to count down and then you...
We're going to cue the honey word music.
guys come here, like.